folks, last one of the night for me tonight, this one now. Right, seen something yesterday on the Daily Mail website. I thought, oh, I like the look of this story. This is a story I'll cover. Anyway, clicks into it and you can't get into the story. It's for subscription only. I thought, oh, I'd like to have seen that. Anyway, turns out it's for subscription only because it's one of the main stories in the press the following day, which is today. Well, I get the mail on a Saturday, Sunday, so I seen it and I thought, oh, let me have a look at this. I was interested in this yesterday, let me see who's on here. And what they're doing is that it's called, let me tell you what it's called. I'm going to tell you who's on it in case you've not read it, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on them all. Most of you that watch this channel have watched it for a long time will know my thoughts even before I tell you. But I thought, I will love this, mate, because there's going to be loads in here that I just don't like. It's called Who's in Our TV A-List and Who is a Z-Lister who'll be very, very unhappy with it. Now, before I read the piece, I've not read it, I've just seen the names. I'm going to read it though over the next couple of days. I just knew who the Z-Lister would be. Because I just knew it would be, and I know he's going to be very, very, very unhappy because he thinks he's the bee's knees. Oh, I'll give it away, it's a male. I was right anyway as to who it was. Let me give you the A-list. This is what they're saying is the A-list. This is what the people, the TV executives are falling over themselves to hire, and they'll take anything on that they star in, or any ideas that they have to make shows with, they'll run with them because it's from these folk. Right, in the A-list, the first name they gave out was Bradley Walsh, and I thought, yes, I knew he'd be in there. Do I like him, do I not? Well, yes, I do, as it turns out. I like Brad, no problem at all, I think he's great. Don't mind him at all in the chase. Used to like him when he'd put the odd guest appearance in on Des O'Connor, or maybe even Des O'Connor. Didn't mind him on there at all. He'd make a decent chat show host, I would suggest. And he's good being interviewed by a chat show host. You know, if he's on Graham Norton or something, I'd listen to old Brad, he's okay, no problem at all. Do I want to see him doing stuff with his son? No, I don't. Do I want him see him doing the Gladiators? No, I don't. Do I want him to see him about 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times a week on my TV screen like I'm seeing at the moment? No, I bloody don't. He's overused. He's good, but he's not that good. Put him on an A-list, yes, but he doesn't have to be in pig in everything. Michael McIntyre. I didn't mind him. I can't say I particularly liked him. He can be funny. He's reasonably clever. But I'm not keen. Another crap programme. Funnily enough, I noticed last night there's another story today coming out saying Ollie Willoughby's husband is over the moon. Is that Dan Baldwin? Why they've got different names, I don't know. But Dan's over the moon because 2 of his BBC shows last night battered the ITV rivals. The 2 shows were Gladiators with Bradley Walsh and another show, I can't think of what it's called, but with Michael McIntyre. So I'm not keen on Ollie's husband then if he's doing shows like that, because them shows are crap as far as I'm concerned, but everyone to their own. So Michael McIntyre, not over keen, and then, oh wait a minute, who's next? Ollie Willoughby, she's next. Well, she's in everything, isn't she? Well, she's not on This Morning anymore, but anything she wants to do, anytime she wants to talk about Wild Moon, it's allowed, because it's Ollie Willoughby. Good looking young lady, probably a nice enough girl, no problem at all. You wouldn't want to be her best friend, because she's always prone to probably stab you in the back. You know, I think if you fell overboard and there's a life raft there, or someone throws out one of the old rings, she'd do her damnedest to make sure she got it rather than you. But other than that, she's probably alright. I'm not doing too well here, am I? Next. Claudia Winkleman, Her With Hair Worse Than Mine, The Fringe. She's in something called Traitors. I've never watched that neither. I'm not for all this reality crap, unless it's something really good, and some of you might like it, I don't. Winkleman, she's no harm in her, but I don't particularly like her. I say she's standing in for Graham Norton. I don't get it myself, but I'm not hiring her, am I? Alison Hammond, I knew she'd be on there. There was no doubt she was going to be on that old Alison. No, I'm not sure about her at all. Probably out of the TV, she's a nice person, maybe. Does she love dogs? No, I don't think she does. Not like Paul O'Grady did, not at all. Watched it with Paul O'Grady, only just before he died, funnily enough. Never watched it with her, never will. Seen half an episode and I thought, you're not close to dogs at all. You're not a dog lover. She shouldn't be fronting that show. She got it because of it. Stephen Muller. No. Goes from bad to worse. Just, I think somebody said in my pet, the other paper I buy the other week, he's a glorified red coat or blue coat or some kind of coat. He's not a TV star. He's just something from Butlins or Pontins who's got lucky. And because he says yes to every single show, a bit like Brad, and because he's a lot cheaper than Brad and most everybody else, he gets work. No, he's not for me. Davina McCall, well, she can shout louder than me. Of course she can. Do I like her? I don't know. Nothing special in my eyes. is the last one on the A-list. Oh no, one of the banes of my life. Although there is a couple still to follow. Ryland Clark, or Ryland Clark Neal as was. Or Ryland Clark before he became Ryland Clark Neal. Or just a crap singer on X Factor who God only knows how he got as far as he did. And then from there, God only knows how he got on the TV and on our radio airwaves. Because the boy has got no talent whatsoever. Other than getting very, 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 very black hair, very, 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 very black beard, and very, 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 very shiny teeth. No talent whatsoever. Unbelievable. Is he an A-lister though? Yeah, the way they think it is, they're all A-listers. Crap. Crap. Not dead crap. 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 Not dead crap. Really crap. The B-list is two on here that surprised me. Well, I've given it away already, haven't I? Ant and Dec. Why are they not on the A-list anymore? They win everything. They're on everything as well. Oh, well, they don't have to be anymore. They win everything. I thought they'd be on the A-list. I've not read why. I might get back to you tomorrow, but I probably won't bother. They're on the B-list, Ant and Dec. Ant McPartlin and Declan Donnelly. Tess Daly, she's on the B-list. Well, somebody called her in here the other week. All I'll say is I don't really know her. I think somebody said off-screen she's not a nice person, but I've never heard that before. It might be the case, might not. I've heard some people say Bruce Forsyth off-screen was lovely. But I've heard some say years ago he wasn't a nice person at all. So it just shows you never know what's true and what's not. Tess Daly, she's on the B list. Well, I'd rather have her than her husband, there's no doubt about that. And I don't mean ever, and I don't mean because she's a woman. I like her more than I like her husband, that's all I'm trying to say. And I'd rather have her than Winkleman. But that's just me. I don't think she'd even make a B list. She's not got a lot of talent other than a bit of a clothes off, awesome looking nice and co-presenting Strictly. Oh, she was alright with Bruce, I suppose. Ben Shepherd. He's alright, I don't mind him. But as I said, the Irish fellow that's been on there, and I don't mean, what's it called? I don't mean him that was an X Factor, no. I mean the other fella. The other fella I like more, I can't think of his name. You know it, I know it. Is it Doyle? Craig Doyle, that's it. No, it is. I think it's Craig Doyle. It might not be, but I like the Irish fellow, he's alright. Cat Dealey. Alright. Nice girl, I think. Not a bad girl at all, you know. Some of the things she wears are a bit dodgy. Some of them are really nice. I think she's a nice person, and she's not a bad presenter. Yeah, I'd have Cat Deal on the B-list, maybe even an A-list, because there's not many A-listers about anymore. A-listers years ago, Tommy Cooper, Morecambe and Wise, the two Ronnies. This wasn't all comedy, but you know where I'm coming from. But they were proper performers, they were A-listers, they were at the top of the game. There's none about anymore. There's nobody anymore really that's really, really brilliant at what they do and got loads of class. Well, let's see if they... Oh, wait a minute. No. Here's one that should be in the A-list. I've told you about this person before. B-list to this one. This, for me, is an A-list all the way. This person, for me, should be doing whatever this person wants to do on daytime TV, which really, I would imagine, the flagship show is This Morning. This person should have got it when Ollie Willoughby left. Helen Skelton, I think she's great. I don't see her in many things. Seen her a little bit on Blue Peter, but a fearless woman. Try Anything Once, which I like. Really lovely personality. Really, really nice person. I know a lot of people who have met her through the rugby league because she used to go out with a rugby league player. I believe she's lovely off TV. I believe she's great. Wonderful mother to, is it 3 kids? I think it is. Kept her own counsel pretty well when her husband did to her what he did to her through an awful split. Think she's a wonderful lady. Got panned a little bit at the Olympics because the skirts were too short and the slits coming up and were too high. I'm no wrong with that. I'm alright with that, Helen. Don't you carry on. Do whatever you want to do, love. I'm alright with that. I like Helen Skelton. Think she's absolutely brilliant. Only tend to see her on that morning show on the Beeb now. I don't watch many things that she does in the country and whatever else on Channel 4, Channel 5, wherever they are. But I just think she's a brilliant presenter. Really lovely and warm. She's not the big I Am. Oh, she was in Strictly and did very well there. I wanted her to win. I don't really watch it, but I tended to try and watch it when she was on just because I like the girl. Like her a lot. She's an A-lister for me. She's on the B-list. Oh, that's up to now the only A-lister I've got. Kate Garraway can take it and leave it. All right, we're all sorry. We all feel bad that she lost their Derek. But, you know, it's not nice. She went through a lot and it's a shame. But I don't know. Is she brilliant? Is she brilliantly talented? I'm not so sure. Kelly Cates, I didn't really know her name or who she was, but she's the girl off Sky that's now got Match of the Day. She's co-presenting with another couple of co-presenters. From what I've seen of her, like her a lot. Nice girl. And she'll go on in life. She'll do well. They're also mentioning Gabby Logan and Matt Chapman. Like them both. For me, Matt Chapman, Sorry, Mark Chapman. Matt Chapman, spit it out. Matt Chapman, I won't touch him with a barge pole. Mark Chapman, the guy that was doing Match of the Day too, he should have got the gig for me. Nothing against Kelly and Gabby, but I don't think he needed 3, and I think he deserved it for the 10 years he'd done previous on Match of the Day too. I think he's brilliant. But I like Kelly, and I really like Gabby Logan. Nothing against any of them. The C-list, we get to the end now, folks. Get to the end now. The C-list. Lorraine Kelly, I thought she'd be on every A-list. Probably the only reason she's not on any A-list is because she only does half a year every year. People are presenting her show every Friday and about 18 weeks a year. She barely presents anymore. Do I like Lorraine Kelly? She does my pig in heading. Absolutely does my pig in heading. She's not that bad at the job in that she knows the job well. The problem is, she asks people questions and answers them for them. And if she's not got the answers, she'll make something up. And if she's got neither, she keeps going, or they're talking in the background. And I'm thinking, shut your pig in hole. You've asked a question. Let them speak! She doesn't do that. She goes on and on. It's like we've got to hear it all the time. I just don't get it at all. I'm dying for someone to say, you've asked me a question. Please do me a favour. I'm not having a go at you there, but will you just shut your gob for about 2 minutes and answer it, and then do me a favour, ask me another question, and I'll do it again. Because that's how it should be. You ask, I answer. You ask, I answer. And let's go like that, like a game of tennis. And when you're asking me a question, I won't be going, or butting in. I'll let you ask it, and then you let me answer it. Can we do that and see how it goes? I think she'd have a much better show. I think people would like that show. I do, honestly. I've seen old, what's it called, presenting it there, Christine Lampard. Doesn't butt in, does it very well. Guess who else I've seen on there on a couple of occasions? Helen Skelton, I think she did it a couple of times. Absolutely brilliant. Brilliant. Then she's lost to the beam for that morning live. Brilliant on there she was. Right. Let me just think of these glasses. I think I'm reading this wrong. Are we on C list now? There's a Z list here. This one shouldn't make the Z list. This should make Z minus, 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 minus. I don't even want to say his name again. Because he might come here, he might just burst in here and star in something in this room. He might star in something. Paddy Piggin McGuinness. Unbelievable. Possibly the least talented man on TV. I've said it before, folks. I'll say it again. So there you go. He could do, as I say, he could do something with her off Loose Women. Judy Love is it. The least talented woman. Both comedians, or comedian and comedienne, they used to call her. They're called comedians now. If they've got one good joke between the two of them, I want to hear it. Whenever they've got a good joke between the two of them, please invite me and I'll come down and listen to it. Can't wait to hear that one. I've never heard one yet of either of them. Paddy McGuinness, C-list. I'm not having it at all. Dan Walker, well, former Golden Boy. He's at Dispatch to Channel 5 now. A lot call him, a lot don't like him. I think some don't like his politics, some don't like the fact that he's a bit of a religious nut. Everyone to their own, that's what I say. Don't mind him, he's fine, no problem with him at all. But, yeah, he is where he is. Joel Dommett. Barely know him. Seen him a couple, because he does all this reality crap. Seen him a couple of times presenting on This Morning. He was absolutely shocking. Absolutely shocking. I think the gig was just too big for him. Terrible. But maybe he's okay. I weren't keen. Well, I'm surprised it come, but then again, I'm not. Gary Lineker. Now, I know a lot don't like him. We've got a D list next, and then we're going to Z. There's only a couple in Z. Gary Lineker. Well, I know he's leaving now. I know a lot have called him. A lot have called his politics. But what I will say is this. His presenting style, he's presenting a match of the day, and when they have a match on in the week, he's good. I think he's good at his job. Really good at his job. Do I want to hear his thoughts on this, that, the other every day of every week? No, I don't suppose I do. But then again, I'm doing it myself on here, so everyone should be allowed to an extent. But then again, he's got a soapbox, and I don't know that he should be using the soapbox for his political ends, so he probably shouldn't have been doing what they were telling him not to do. But good at his job? Yes, he was. C-list, I'm not so sure. There's people in the A-list and B-list that are nowhere near as competent as him in their jobs. So I'd have moved him up there, to be honest with you. A lot will give it me in the neck for that, but I think he's good at what he does for all. A lot don't like him. I can't believe I've done that. And I'm going to defend another one now. Top of the D-list here, Voters! Carol Vorderman. She's come in for a lot of stick lately, a lot of stick. She's lost gigs because she's outspoken and whatever else. But then again, I don't agree with everything she says. And I think she went too far with one Conservative politician and his wife about 6 to 12 months ago. But in the main, I quite like Voters. You know, I quite like her. So I'm not going to call her not D-list for me. I'd put her on the B-list, wherever that. But, you know, she's better, at her job than most people are at theirs. So I don't hate her. No, I don't. I've got to be honest with you, folks. I didn't even see him. This next one's crap. I don't know he's on any list. I don't. I think he's crap. He sits in on GMB some mornings with old, I can't remember her name, you know who she is, who presents, her that used to be on BBC, Susanna Reid. Adil Ray, I think he's crap, we're just going to move on. Alex Scott, her of the football and lesbian persuasion. Nothing wrong with being an ex-footballer, nothing wrong with her being lesbian. She's not always been that. I think she went with the Corrie bloke once, but she could have been a bit both ways, I don't know, but everyone to their own there. She's alright at what she does, but she's not brilliant. She's more knowledgeable than most. Of the women football pundits, I think she's probably one of the better ones. But then again, when you look at her as a presenter, the two that are presenting on Match of the Day, is it Kelly Cates, is it, and Gabby Logan, I think they're far superior. I really, really do. Ellen Skelton's done a lot of presenting with sport, not so much football. I think Ellen's a lot better. She did rugby league. Much better, Helen, but she can do everything her. So Alex Scott, okay, nothing special, nothing bad. Oh, she's come down a peg or two. Last one on the D list, Ruth Langsford. Ruth. I don't know if it's because she's a bit out of the public consciousness at the moment, a little bit of loose women, but that's all. Since the split with old Eamon, we don't see as much of Ruth. Well, we see a bit more, she's put a bit of timber on, but we don't see as much on the TV. She's the D list. Well, I thought loads loved her, especially with the split. I think many have took her side over Eamon. I think many are unhappy with Eamon taking the younger piece. Piece is a bit derogatory, I suppose, but it just came to mind, so I said it. I don't mind Ruth, I don't mind Ruth, but anyway, she's on the D list. And then on the Z list, there's only two. One you'd expect here is old Philip Schofield. I'm surprised he's on the list. Anyway, he's on a list. And the one that I thought would be on the Z list and thought would be gutted, especially to be sat next to, there's only two on the Z list, he sat next to his best mate, Philip Schofield, is Eamon. Eamon Holmes, Ruth's other half, or as was. Eamon's now on the Z list. I think probably partly because he's gone to GB News, partly because he's very outspoken, and partly because all he's ever done since he's left ITV is call ITV, and to an extent the Beeb, although he's not really worked there, but the mainstream media, the big channels. But as for ITV, he sticks the boot in on a regular basis. And obviously he's had a lot to say about Hugh Edwards and other things on the BBC. I think he's a bit persona non grata now. I think Eamon's going to struggle in more the backwaters of TV now, probably for the rest of his career. I think he's had too much to say. I don't really mind him, although there's been times I've not. But there are times I heavily disagree with what he's got to say. And Eamon's one of those that if you disagree with him, I just think he wouldn't take your point of view. I don't think he would listen. It's his way or the highway for Eamon. No, didn't like Philip Schofield at all. Didn't like Ollie Willoughby at all. Didn't like Martin Frizzell at all. Didn't like all the others in power at all. He's probably right with most all of that. But I think there were other reasons for getting rid of him rather than just Philip Schofield. And I think he didn't help himself to an extent. And I think he's not helped himself now with the public, with the split from Ruth and how it's all happened, I think. But then again, what do I know? So that's it, folks. Maybe another time I'll give you my A, B, C and D list and a Z list. I could get loads on the Z list, me, you know that. Oh, you know that. But I'd struggle with an A list, I suppose. You know what, I might do that later this week, an A, B and a C list. I might, but I probably won't, but I might do. Hey, that's it. I've told you now. You know it all. I know it, you know it. Tomorrow I'm going to read it. In fact, I'm having a bath in a bit. I think I am. If I am, I might read it in there. I like reading when I'm in bath. Do you ever read when you're in bath? I do. I like reading in bath. Although, it's always best to keep the pages above water. Get them wet and you can't see what... You've not got a clue what you're reading. Someone say I've not got a clue what I'm talking about. But one does one's best, doesn't one? Someone say you need a pig in shave, Dave, and you're not wrong. I said yesterday I was having a shave day. I've not done, have I? No, I've not done. I watched that pig in Man United before. That's 2 hours of my life I'll never get back. Anyway, I'm going. That's it. I've said enough. I'm off.